This portion of the CU podcast is sponsored by Launchbox, the perfect gaming front end for your PC, home theater, or arcade cabinet. Check it out at launchbox-app.com. Which games, if any, are better and or easier using an NES Advantage or Max? Not your Max, Ian.
Fucking A. Fuck off. I always really liked using the NES Advantage for a couple different types of games. Shooters, obviously, it was always fun using the Max for shooters. 1942, 43, Gun Knack.
You mean the Advantage for shooters?
Yes, the Advantage.
With the joystick, okay.
Yeah, with the joystick, sorry. That was always fun. But River City Ransom, Double Dragon, those were always fun using that. And
big red buttons.
Yeah, and I think the game I always had the most fun playing with the Advantage was Super Dodgeball.
Really?
I just plugged it in the one day to give it a go, and I had a blast playing Super Dodgeball with it. So sometimes when the opportunity arises...
Now, you had one growing up, obviously.
Yeah, I don't even know how I got it, because I don't remember ever getting it as a birthday present or something. I think I think a friend gave it to me, which is funny, because we'll go on to the Max. I think a friend just never used it and, gave it to me.
Lucky you.
The Max, I had never used until I went over to my friend's house when I was I was young and I was in Catholic school, and it sucked. And this guy and I only knew him for a year. He was nice. We were in like 4th grade. We both got picked on. I went and played. I went over to his house and we played games. And he was a whiz at using the Max on RC Pro-Am. He was like fucking unbeatable. I mean, he was just insanely good with it. I've also heard everyone and their mother tell me that the Max is like the ice hockey controller.
Well, that's how they marketed it. The commercials literally had ice hockey and RC Pro-Am.
Yeah. Actually, RC Pro-Am was one of them. Okay, I did not know that. I knew that ice hockey was part of it. But he was so good with RC Pro-Am with it, and Treg always says that he's really good with the Max on ice hockey. I couldn't do it, so this kid had 2 of the Maxes and was like, I never used 2 of these Maxes, and he gave me one, and I never could get good with the Max. So I think the Max is dog shit. I hate that controller, but the Advantage, the Advantage I really like.
Fighting words. Okay. I had the Max as a kid because it was cheaper. It was only like $20, I think, and I believe the Advantage was either 40 or 45 retail. It was at least double. I remember that. Until you can find them at Toys R Us until the year 2006 for only $10 on clearance still. You can find mine's brand new still from like Toys R Us. Anyway. So as a kid, my friend Kevin, cheater at Tecmo Bowl, you asshole. My friend Kevin, also used to make fun of me to other friends behind my back. Kevin.
I talked about Kevin's on Twitter today.
Yeah. You made a disclaimer saying not all Kevins are bad. Not all Kevins. Anyway, so he had the Advantage. I never got used to it because I never got to play it a lot. So on platformers, I sucked using the Advantage.
Yeah, it's not great for platformers or anything like that.
It was really tough. I can picture it being great for shooters though, or maybe even a game like Skate or Die. Being like a sort of fun using that.
Yeah.
But never got used to it. Plus, I had small hands. I have small hands now. No jokes. Small hands. So, but I had the Max. And the Max was great for games like Track and Field, and especially games like Track and Field 2, anything that uses circular motion. You got to swing around that hammer. Mm-hmm. The Max is the best way to fucking do it on the NES.
Yeah.
Racing titles, didn't remember ever using it for a game like RC Pro-Am, but a game like Blades of Steel with a friend, or ice hockey. Oh yeah. Because it's a game. You want to use the Max for a game where you're almost constantly moving it in different directions.
Sure.
So for a platformer, it's going to suck because for a platformer, it's not precise. But for a game where you're constantly going left to right or around sports titles like that, probably a game like Tecmo Bowl would probably be pretty good. But definitely a game like Track and Field 2, ice hockey, RC Pro-Am. Those are what you want to do. Probably even a game like Goal or a soccer game would probably be pretty good for that. But that circular, it's called the cycloid, Ian, and it's a thumb rest inside the D-ring that surrounds it.
Okay.
I'm plagiarizing myself right now.
All right.
It was marketed somewhat for use with sports race titles. Here's the deal, people. When you come to me and say that the Max is broken...
It's not.
It's not.
You have to push it down.
The cycloid, which is a really weird term that Nintendo comes up with really weird terms. The cycloid doesn't do anything on its own. It's literally a thumb rest.
Yeah.
So... inside, you're moving your thumb, and then when you get a push to the side, you can use the max without the cycloid. You can just use the ring around it and push on the extremities of the ring on the outside and use it. That's basically what you're doing with the cycloid. You're just directing your thumb and doing it. So once you understand that, it's not a bad controller. Pox on you. You just can't use it for certain games like platformers and action platformers. It's tougher because it's not precise. It's not a game you want to use for very precise minute little movements.
Sure.
You want to use it for more sweeping movements. Games like racing games or games like ice hockey where you want to just twirl around nicely and then your thumb will thank you later. That cute little cycloid.